overland-ambulance.
Yeah, buddy.
What's up? What's up? A little bit of update on the overland-ambulance. We got the tires hanging, the axles hanging by the shocks. You said?
Yeah.
Got him up there. He's got the control arms. Is that the control arm bracket? Is that all it is? And he's got that ready for welding. And that was just in like an hour of work this morning. Moving along pretty good, huh, Mr. Boyd Ray?
Oh yeah, it's come together real nice.
Real nice. Feel the burn, Boyd. Feel the burn.
Chi-chi.
Burns your chi-chi? Damn, dude.
Now let's pull the arms out.
What now, Boyd Ray?
Pull the arms out so I don't melt the bushings.
Make sure you pull the arms out so you don't melt the bushings, says Boyd Ray. Well, golly. Get over to Nichols Auto Fab first thing in the morning. Boyd's already got it welded up and painted. Check it out. Damn, I gotta slow down on the monsters. Look at that. He's so tiny. Wait, what the heck? Is this sitting on its own axle now?
It's at right height.
What? That's at ride height and everything? Boyd Ray, you are the man.
Spring is fully installed. You gotta torque the shocks, do brakes, tighten hubs, figure out the steering. But we're at ride height.
Hell yeah, so that's it. It looks like it lifted it probably 3-4 inches, huh?
Yeah, once you do tires, you'll hit your bumper.
Well, hopefully,
Take a cut.
yeah, I'm just gonna do the 33s for now. So hopefully that'll be it. Let's go look at the other side.
It might touch it. I mean, we can always take a little cut.
Dang, that looks real nice, Boyd Ray. Real nice. Got some pretty welds on there.
Brought you some more hardware from my house.
Yeah, thank you. You need some money for that?
No. It's on me, buddy. I gotta figure out the track bar too. Like I have a bracket on the axle. I might have to make a bracket for the frame.
Okay.
I'll measure it out, get it track centered at the right height.
I got that track bar back there.
Yeah. No, we're gonna put that thing in.
It's coming along. Well, gosh darn if I ain't back at Nichols Auto Fab, and the freaking ambulance is looking great. Look at it. It's got all the front end done, and now the rear is normal ride height. We still have to put on the upgraded tires, which are going to be about 3 inches bigger, but it's got the new shackles there, and what is that called, those U-bolts and lift blocks. Then I'm getting the new tires, new to me. Then he's got all the track bars, steering, control arms, everything in there. It's got a new steer box, gearbox, whatever you want to call it. He's got some new mounts welded on there. We need some rear shocks. But man, this thing is looking sweet. I'm so stoked. You guys have no idea. So it's coming along really good. Boyd Ray's stoked about it. Kevin's stoked about it. They got to put the transfer case into it. Like I said, the rear shocks and the shafts, front and rear drive shafts. And I got all that stuff ready. So it's just going to be a couple things here and there. I decided to keep the rear duals because I was able to get some free tires for one, from my buddy who took them off his other ambulance, that white one we picked up in Idaho. And so I'm carefree, you know what I mean? I don't care when stuff is free, so well, let's go with that. Let's go with that. And so we're gonna put those on. I think they're Toyo or something like that, 33-inch tires. So the other thing was I want to see how it does with that size on it. 33s, I've done a lot of research, and it seems to be the go-to tire for overlanding, because anytime you get a blowout or something, they're pretty much going to be able to find your size, may even have it in stock wherever you're at. That's not the case with 35s and 37s. 35s are becoming more common, but you know, got to go with the common stuff for now, because that'll help out. The other reason is I want to see, I don't have a rear tire swing, so it's going to be like carrying 2 spares. A lot of people don't know that this tire, which is the outer, if you look at the depth and everything, how deep it is, I don't know if that really helps at all. It's the same wheel as this. It's just flipped around. So the inside one sits like that, and the outside one is flipped around. So if you take that out, flip it around, now you got 2 spares, and I like the sound of that. So I'm really stoked. Glad you guys are following along. If you guys didn't have any questions, comments, if you haven't already, subscribe, share this with people, show them what I'm doing, and yeah, looking forward to getting on some overland trails. Woo! All right, guys, this is it. Got the overland ambulance back. Just gonna be taking it to do a shakedown run on the suspension, and then bring it back for the transfer case and the front drive shaft. But as you can see, not only do we have the black wheels, which I did myself, I basically took those, degreased them really good, power washed them and everything, and then I used some self etching primer, and it just kind of, I don't know, I guess it sticks better or something. And then I used the VHT black caliper paint on the wheels. Came out pretty good, I think. They're a little dirty already, but you can see all this up front is new, and that's what you guys saw in the videos getting done. So super stoked about it. This thing is sitting really high compared to what it was. I think we got a total of like 6 inches of lift now, because of the tire size, the wheel size. You can see I got the Bilsteins out front. Was able to use those again, luckily, but the rear ones I wasn't able to. Also got the Toyo AT Open Countries on here now. Those are about a 33-inch tire. They do have space in between still, so I can air down if I want. And then back here we have some new Bilsteins. I don't know, let me see if I can get under it. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys can even see those. Yeah, there's the new Bilsteins back there. Thank you to the homies Mark and Teresa from Out of Office Camping. They helped me out huge with that. So thankful for you guys. You guys have no idea. And then yeah, so all the suspension stuff is done. I like the way that black came out. This thing is, I mean, 6 inches doesn't seem that much, but I mean, my knee is what I got to step up to. So that's gonna be, I'm gonna have to get some steps for Willow and myself. Shoot, what am I talking about? But this little step right here makes it nice getting in. And now we get to see how it drives. I'm a little nervous about it because it drove really stiff before, felt really stable, and they're saying that now I should feel like more of like a 4-wheel drive feel, more little body roll and stuff. So let's check that out. So crazy, like my head's like to the middle of this mirror now, and then when I open this up, it's a considerable step up for me. Ugh. I mean, look at that, like I can see on the roofs of all these Jeeps and stuff. So this thing's sitting pretty dang high. But I'm pretty stoked about it, so I'm really curious how this is gonna drive. All right, guys, this is super crazy being up so high. I am not used to it. You would think that only a couple inches like that wouldn't make that huge of a difference. But it feels like I'm up high. I've also, man, first thing I did notice is I cut the wheels all the way to the left, backing out, and then all the way to the right, pulling out. And, woo! Yeah, there was a little bit more body movement for sure. So I cut the wheels and nothing rubbed in reverse or forward, and I've got full steering. Like I can go all the way to the left, all the way to the right with nothing rubbing. So I'm glad, I'm really thankful for that. Hopefully that's the same case off-roading. Honestly, pretty smooth. I'm a little surprised on, like I said, how big it is. And it does feel like a little more body roll, but it is not nearly what it was on the Revel I had. I mean, it's still stiff, but what am I trying to say here? Like, I can feel that the axles are now articulating, I guess, because before, I guess that was more like, I would call it like an independent front suspension, like IFS or something. And it was like, it was almost like a car where they all did the same thing. And now I can feel the front axle doing this. If the back one's going down, and you know, they don't have to be doing the same thing. There's a lot more drop too. So like, I can feel that the tires are touching on lower areas. So like before, when I would go over, like say there was a dip in the road, you know, the front tire would only go down so far. It wouldn't articulate as much or, you know, drop as much. But now there's a lot more drop. It's making it smoother. It's more comfortable. Yeah, man, I freaking dig it. Little bouncy on stuff like that it wasn't before. And I think the whole reason for that is because when you're in the back with the patient, you know, and speaking from experience, just so people aren't like, oh yeah, how do you know? Freaking clown shoe, big dummy. I used to be back there. But like, now there's a lot more bounce as opposed to before where it was kind of like stiff. It was stiff, so the shock was more like when you would hit a bump, it'd be like boom, boom. Now it's more boom, boom, like cushion. It's softer, but more movement. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm gonna get on the freeway here in a little bit and hopefully it does just as well. Man, I wonder what kind of gas mileage I'm gonna get now. So somebody told me that it would be potentially better due to the increased tire size, and I didn't really understand that, but it has to do with gearing and everything like that. So I guess the only way to know is to take it on a trip and measure that. So yeah, I'll put this back on when we get on the freeway. Well, so far so good. Handling really good. Driving really well. I can feel a lot more body roll and a lot more, it wanders a little bit more. No, well, it actually doesn't wander any more than it used to. It just feels different because of a little bit of body roll. I did lose my ABS due to there not being any mounts on the axles. So that's one thing, but overall, man, I'm super stoked. It just handles really well. Like, I love it. We're gonna take it on the freeway here in a second. Well, a 65 mile an hour section, and that's about as much as I want to go with this thing anyway. That's what I usually travel at. But we're gonna take it out and get some. I'm gonna have it aligned on Monday. It was not off in the first place. We checked it, but I'm gonna have it put on an actual alignment machine and check it, because the computer's gonna do it better than we can by, you know, manually checking it by measurements and whatnot. But so this Thanksgiving, So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little trip and we're gonna head to Hackberry, Arizona, Kingman, Arizona, and Oatman, Arizona. So if you haven't been to any of those places, you want to check back. I do have a couple older videos on it, so you can check those out and see what I'm talking about. Hackberry, I've never really been to. I've passed through it. Oatman, I went to and did a little video on that. It's the one where all the donkeys just kind of hang out on the street. It's pretty awesome. And then Kingman, I did a short one on that, going through like the Powerhouse Museum and stuff. So hope you guys enjoy it. Let's do a little time lapse driving through the freeway, and then if there's nothing to report, I guess that's the end of the video. If there is, I guess I'll be back. So you know, if this thing turns on at the end of the video and I start talking, you know something went wrong. Yee! Yeah, buddy. Get up there. Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. Dang. See, did you hear those noises coming out of me? It sound like freaking Smeagol or something. Is him Squamsies? Is him Tasties? So yeah, all right.